welcome everyone to the Sexy Show. I am absolutely super excited today, more than anybody could ever believe. Why? Because I have two of my favorite people, crazy, loving, adorable, fun, sexy couple in from Trinidad, and Vasantie Singh Rossmann has been one of my best friends for like, oh, Vasantie, how much you said? 46 years?
Yeah.
And of course, we have Tim, her husband, who, of course, you could tell Tim ain't no Trini, but Tim is definitely a Trini behind that. So don't let that fool you.
Come not Gil.
We were having so much fun prior to even this to show that I was like, oh my goodness, we have so much. We're talking and we're not even recording here, but we're live. So those who don't know me, my name is Dianne Ojar. And I'm the host here of the Sexy Show. Why the Sexy Show? Because we want to bring the sexiness back into everything that we do. It could be a website, your business, not the act of sex. We have a certain part in the act of sex, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the sexiness. And this is what, we talk about Kama Sutra, we talk about marriage, second time around, which is for these guys. Vasantie can't wait to start. So you know what, Vasantie and Tim? Let's just get on with this because you know what? I can't wait. Why waste time in talking about all of this? Thank you guys so much, so much, so much for being here. So, Tim, Vasantie, which one of you guys want to start and just introduce yourselves quickly?
I am Vasantie Singh-Rossmann. I would prefer be Rosswoman, but that's another story. But so Dianne and I went to school since we were like maybe 11 years old. So don't calculate age now. So, and ever since we've been in touch, when I left school, I have my own business. I'm an insurance agent. I do life insurance and I do general insurance. I enjoy that industry and I kept there. I have my agency for over 31 years. So and I really do enjoy it. And this is my second marriage, Tim and I. So welcome to Tim.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tim, and as you can tell, yes, I'm not from Trinidad. I'm from Florida, from Miami, and came to Trinidad in 2010. It was after I got divorced. Came to Trinidad and started a new life, and shortly after coming here, Vasantie's brother brings me to a wake of all places after liming throughout the day. And I'm like, what are we going to a wake for? To me, a wake is a funeral. That don't sound fun. But there I met the whole family and I met Vasantie. And that was the spark that that started actually. Because when I got back in the car, I said to Dave, her brother, I go, Dave, I said, I mean, no disrespect, but your sister's good looking. Yeah. All my sisters are good looking, And so, but anyway, we met and, here we go. 10 years later, we're married now. And as she likes to put it, she brought the dead back to life.
For those who are wondering what the dead back means to life, just use your imagination. That's all I have to say. The story behind this is that you came because you were, I believe, security. You were
Correct.
Cameras, and you came and you installed her security cameras there. And why didn't you tell him how much he owes you back?
Well, I said to him, if only I knew I was going to get married to him and get live security, I would not have put in any, cameras and alarm. So right now, after 10 years, I'm still trying to get my monies back,
Plus interest. Inflation.
Yeah. So,
plus inflation.
Work in progress,
Oh, good. And, you guys have a daughter there. I know you just got a grand baby, a dog, Sarah as well. And, it's a blended family. So how does that work? And in terms of, again, was it an easy adjustment? Was it something that difficult? Because I know By the way, Carol is saying kudos to Vasantie and Tim, looking fabulous. She's all
Thank you,
right.
Carol. We love you.
Absolutely. Yeah, so as a blended family, Tim, from your perspective, because you have kids, Vasantie has Sarah, how did you feel about entering a marriage with another kid?
Well, that was no problem. And, Sarah really made it easy. I
Hmm.
was very blessed that way because Sarah's a lovely child, you know.
She is.
But
Vasantie, you
this,
did an amazing job with her, Sarah. I have to say, I've
Thank
always
you.
told you that you did an amazing job with her.
Thank you.
and her father too. Dianne also had a part in it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know her father, but I mean, I always have give credit to credit is due. But
yeah,
definitely, she was with you, and he's still part of her life,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yeah,
as well. And your kids are out in Miami, and again, they're doing well and so forth.
yeah. I'm a grandfather also for my daughter.
Yes, well, congratulations. Now
Yeah,
you're also
and now my daughter's a published author, by the way.
congratulations. I know what that feels like,
Yeah,
but I also know that you were, am a pastor.
still am. Yes, I am.
A pastor, and you actually got Vasantie to start going to church.
No,
No,
I
no, no, no,
don't
no.
know.
But she was going to church.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe, well, I mean, being a pastor's wife is different to being just going to church now.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
Tim, like we said, Karen and myself know Vasantie for 46 years. We're just telling you what we know.
Pastor's
We're just
wife.
saying what we know, okay? But but she's
Yeah, but
always
you see, I'm a pretty smart husband. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
so let's talk about this. We could talk about anything. I don't believe we're going to hold back anything. So let's talk about marriage second time around. Now, there is a gentleman that you all know, and I wouldn't say who it is. Someone's father said to me, the second time around is sweeter, obviously, meaning being married the second time around. But of course, his wife is no longer with him. However, the second time around, how does that feel? Is that the sexiness? Tell us about, I want to hear about the hot, spicy sexiness. Vasantie, I know you too well, so kind of tone it down, okay? Tim, I know you well. Tone it down too. I know you guys both well. Tone it
Don't
down.
give them all the details, okay?
I know the details. Hey, trust me, I know. As I was there when Vasantie at the time was Skyping you, okay?
Yep,
Ooh.
I
that's
was
right.
there. I was at Vasantie's place one night when she was Skyping you. So trust me, I know that. Yeah.
Well, you're one of the people that out of Asantie's friends too that I had met early on when I first came
Yes,
when we
yes,
first started
absolutely.
dating.
Yeah, you were there before we got married when we were dating, you know.
When we
Yes,
first
I
started
was
dating.
there. I didn't get invited to the wedding, but that's another story. So, but the wedding was in Miami.
Children.
Yeah.
So let's talk about marriage second time around. What are some of the pros and the cons? Many of us are looking for what is maybe back to our spouse exes or maybe move forward. Some people are thinking, what is spicy second time around? You guys have had your challenges, and always have been smooth. I understand that, and you just hurt your leg recently, and she's there to nurse it back. I don't know why you were doing what you were doing. Well, when you ask the question, what you were doing, but we'll talk about it in a minute. But let's get back to the spiciness in the marriage. Like, what are some of the fun things and cute things? Now, I have heard things behind closed doors. I've heard things, but I'm going to leave it to the imagination. That's some of the things what we should be looking forward to in terms of bringing the sexiness back into marriage, but it comes back within ourselves. And even from a pastor's perspective, okay, as well, and a pastor's wife perspective as well.
I'm going to give it to you as a man.
Okay, let's go, man. But I want to hear the pastor's perspective because
Okay.
the church is a whole nother story.
Well, it's one of the same.
God, I
It's-
hope you're a man, Tim. Tim, I hope you're a man. You will give it as a man. Okay, so yeah, come on.
It's one of the same. Sexiness, 100% comes from within.
Absolutely. Amen to that one.
In my life, I've known some beautiful women until they open their mouth.
Santi, did he hear you speak that night he met you?
Mm-hmm.
When there's quality there, when the person is a true, genuine person, yeah, the outside beauty, that's just a fringe benefit.
She
Because-
is straight up. She is
because-
what you get.
True beauty comes from within.
Yeah.
True sexiness comes from within.
Yeah.
I've
And
had I've known girls in my life that were not beauty queens by any stretch of the imagination, but just because they were genuine people, they were sexy.
mm-hmm.
It didn't matter.
Carol is saying, Amen, Tim.
Yeah,
The main team, you know.
and it goes vice versa, I'm sure, because there's some handsome men out there, but again, until they open their mouth and you see that there's nothing there, there's no character.
Absolutely. I have friends too as well. No longer around, but I have friends that it doesn't really matter to me what they look like, and it has a soul connection. But I just found out that many of them have had connections with them in the past, so which I now understand more. But again, it's not what somebody looks like. It's really that connection too. And Vasanti, like I said, Vasanti has always been a person. This is what you get what you see what you get, whatever the case may be. I can't remember, but she is who she is. She'll tell you straight up as it is. She'll curse
Yeah.
you if you have to. She will tell you off if she have to. She's a great cook. She's everything, and she's been on her own for quite some time too as well. But was it
Well,
difficult for you guys to get together because you've been so independent for so long, Lash?
no, okay, let me tell you. When I got divorced, my daughter now, Sarah, had started, she was like 12, so she now started high school. So we were alone for like maybe 10 years.
Just a second, just a second. Tim, why are you moving away from her so much?
I'm
You
just
should be going closer to her and get a little bit cuddly. That's what I want to say.
So Sarah was so Sarah was in uni, in university, you know. So she was in
That's why I
university.
love you guys. Sorry, go ahead.
So I mean, when she was in high school, I mean, I was divorced. I had almost 10 years of living, single, growing Sarah up. Then eventually she went started university, so she was no longer she was staying up there, by my aunt. She was staying um, up on campus there. So it was me alone in the house. And then at the same time, she was like, Mommy, you need to put cameras and alarm in the house because I am not there and you alone in the house. And she was like, yeah. And that's when, I met Tim. And my brother said, I have a friend and he just came to Trinidad and that's his business. So you need to let him do. And that's how we really met. But coming back to being divorced and being single I really enjoyed that bond I had with my child.
Yes, did a
We
great
really
job.
we really bonded, and at the time we met it was the perfect time because now she was kind of like out of my life because sometimes she would come down from university and she'll be home on the weekends and she wants to go out with her friends, and then she'll be like she feels sorry to leave me home knowing that I was home all week. And she's like, Mommy, I could go with my friends. And I said, sure, you have your life to live. I don't expect you to stay home with me. And then when I met Tim, she was like so happy. She was like, Tim, you're gonna stay with Mommy. I want to go out with my friends. And
Sure.
he'll only be too happy, And
Now I know better.
and that made it really easy for us. And I think, my entire family loved Tim more than I did. So they were the one who was like, you need to get married, you need to, And I was like, so it was the perfect time. I mean, even though it was like I had relationship along, that 10, nothing serious, but I met guys and there was never a click, I never feel that, it's like somebody you met had a problem. I wasn't going to go back into a relationship where I couldn't cope with, different things. So, and even through your first divorce, you realize, we have grown and we realize, well, it's not one person's fault that, we got divorced. It's like when you're young, you're not that mature to hold on to, to things that you could, when you get older, you realize, well, maybe I should have, but nevertheless, we got divorced and, I enjoyed that 10 year of being alone bonding with my child. So like I say, when Tim and I met, that was the perfect time. I mean, God couldn't have planned it, right? We met within in a couple of months, we realized, hey, we want to get married, and I think within a year we were married.
Well,
So
wait. Let's back up the story here. I know better than that. Within a couple months, I know Tim. I know Skype at that particular time was not working for you guys, particularly Tim. It
right.
really wasn't working, Tim. Trust me. This scheduled 10 o'clock at the night thing was not working. We know this, okay?
Right.
And you kids are like we kids in the playground. That's the
You know,
fun part about you all. You all, hey,
I refuse to grow up.
you know, that's true. You really refuse to
Hey,
go.
someone told me
You,
to act my age. I did that once. It was no fun.
you, oh my God. And you know, the thing about you, I have to say, is the fact that you can fit into any group, in any family. That's the type of person you are. You're just one of those people. And yes, you have your issues, and I'm sure you guys have had your ups and downs. But let me find out now. So, what about makeup? So, how do you guys make up? But tell me something. Hey, like I said, we're here to educate me and everybody else.
Should we tell her?
So,
No, we shouldn't tell
yeah, listen, you don't hold back anything from me, Miss Vasantie, okay?
Bottom
When
line
you're
is,
making backup, tell me when you're making backup without getting, whatever. I talk about Kama Sutra, I talk about, all these things, so it doesn't matter to me. But as a second time around, and when you have disputes and you're thinking about the last time you were married and you have a dispute and you have to make up, tell me some of the fun things second time around. How do you make up?
I think we fight to just make up, so
Oh, geez, is that every day?
no,
no.
sometimes maybe once a week,
Thank God, no.
when I need something, I need to, to kind of like pick a fight and then make up.
Okay, so let's take that one step further. When we're talking about makeup, making up, and that's serious, but on the fun side as well. It's not only about the act of
Yes, I can say it's not.
sexual, intercourse. We're talking about the fact of all the little things, all the cute little things, and all these things. So, what is sexiness to you, Tim? What does it mean to you? I know I asked the question before, but let's take it one step further. What do you like in terms of the relationship when you're with Vasanti? That the little things that attract her to you even more as you grow older with her. And I don't see you guys separating for thy kingdom come, God knows. I'll come there and take, I don't know what I'll take and beat both of you guys. However, what is it? What is the little things now, 10 years after, that attract you more to her?
Well, you just kind of hit it, and I was going to discuss this too, because sex is not the act, the physical of it. Sex is the communication.
The hugging.
Sex is the
Foreplay. Foreplay.
no, even before that.
No, I mean, that's anything to lead up to sex is actually foreplay. It
Well,
can be
yeah, exactly.
washing dishes, she's cutting
Exactly.
the grass.
Washing
All
dishes
those
or
things are like, it gives you a certain,
taking care of each other and being involved in each other's lives, not just is the garbage taken out, how are you feeling? How was your day? And, because that's what really sex is about, is the communication, effective communication between a man and a woman, to me, that's what sexy is.
so
How do you
tell
treat-
me specifically for her, for her, what are some of the little things that you like about her? I know you talk general. Let's go specific. Me, I have to dig in. So let's see. What a
I'll
couple
dig in, girl. I'll dig in.
This is Tim for you. So tell me some of the little things that the subtle little things specifically. You
Okay.
get your turn just now, Missy. This is his turn.
When somebody knows that or when she knows that I need something and she has done it, right? It was my birthday. She knows I love chocolate cake. She went out of her way to make a chocolate cake. That's great.
Made it from scratch,
She
okay?
made it from scratch.
Yes, we know that. We know you
It
bake it.
was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It could be, things like that. It doesn't have to be anything great and big. Again, it's how we treat each other, right?
Okay, we'll get to the bedroom in a minute, but this is just generally speaking. Okay, you keep thinking some things. Avasanti, what about you? Come on, Vash.
Well, what I love about him is, like, he's very affectionate. He's very, like sometimes when I forget, even if he leaves the house and he reach up the street, he come back and I say, "What you forgot? I forgot to kiss you." I'm like, "Okay." So,
Oh, Tim, you wait a minute there. Oh, Tim, look at his face.
so I'm like, "What did you forget?" Or even if sometimes he reach up the street and he took out his wedding ring to do something, he makes spaghetti and meatballs, he take off the wedding ring, then he would come back and say, "What did you forget?" "I forgot my ring home." So it's like, those little things. He from time he comes home on mornings, he kiss me, get up on morning, he kiss me, he's always kissing, I forget to kiss him, and then he will stand up and go like, and I'm like, "What?" "Oh yeah, right." So those are little things. I mean, like I say, it don't
That's
have to be
huge,
a
Raj.
physical. It don't have to be physical, But just that just caring thing about them is
Ancestral.
really nice.
Or for that matter, getting
Ancestral.
past the anger that we sometimes feel for each other, and
Yeah.
giving ourselves a kiss.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I still love you. Yeah, I'm pissed off with you, but
Yeah, that's a funny thing. My husband used to do that as well. Always make sure before he leave and he come home and things
Yeah.
like that too as well. And it's the little things without even, and I didn't, but he used to come up
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
And that's what we admire about you too, that you can, and you have your ups and downs.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
You
we
don't
do.
know, you don't know the days when I want to kill him or push him down the step.
Vice versa. Okay,
And call the ambulance and say, "Help, he fell down."
it's the reason why they call us the Bickersons.
What are some of the things you have seen in regards to let's talk about the bedroom. Oh yeah, we have to get spicy here. I don't care what you guys say. The bedroom now, that's the outside. So when you get into the bedroom, I know you guys are open about this. We don't have to get too tense. What do you like about some of the little things, natural chemistry between each other works. That's Carol. In the bedroom, what are some of the little things that you like? Would it be, getting prepared to go to bed, or she all these little things as well. Just because, she knows you like this. I know where your bedroom is. Yes, people, I know where their bedroom is and which room they sleep in. There's a bathroom is between Sarah and them. So,
Not anymore. We got.
We close it off.
oh, you did. You close it up.
You've been a while
You
since.
closed the other bathroom.
So we get
Why did
power.
you? Oh, why did you close it off?
So we want to be by ourselves. We don't want anybody interrupting, coming in any hour.
And tell me why. Why? What's going on in there? What's the
When we
chemistry?
first got
What's the
married.
magic? What's the fun? You get
When
married.
we first got married, I'm in the bedroom getting changed. I had no clothes on, and Sarah just bursts in, right? And so we both go, "Ah!" Right? So Vasantie says, "What happened, Sarah?" I just saw Jim naked. She says, "Well, now you know the pain that your mother goes
No,
through."
no, that's not it.
All right,
So she
you
said,
say it.
so she comes out. So she came out of the room, and Tim turned around. So she didn't really see anything. So I said, "Sarah, what did you see?" She said, "Nothing." I said, "Now you know the pain your mother goes through, right?" She's like, "No, mommy, I don't mean that. I mean his butt is white and the tile is white and the floor, so it blend in. So I didn't say anything." So I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like,
Did she? Guys, I have never laughed so much like this on a show before. Any show I get, I get speechless. Was she traumatized?
No,
"Ah," she was like,
no, it was no big deal.
I don't mean traumatized in a sense, but
"No," she was like,
there's
she
a
was
good part about this is that you have trained her, groomed her,
yeah.
molded her into someone that she knows who you are, and she's comfortable and she know what you guys are capable of. But she was really and truly happy with you because again, and I have to say this on behalf of all our HFC girls, which are Holy Faith Convent girls, including Carol herself. Thank you so much for taking care of her because we all worry about each other and vice versa, Tim. But we're going to lean more towards her because she's our sister, she's our girl. Like I said, we've known her for 46 years. And the fact that she found someone just as witty as her, or even more, or she's still probably worse than you, possibly, because she is crazy. Okay, we know this.
Mhm.
We know she is crazy. But the fact that she was, you're one of the fortunate ones for Sandy who, on second time around, really have, and it might be others. Don't get me wrong, but who have really lived your truth and your purpose. And it's really nice to see that you have somebody who's compatible with and you could banter back and forth with, whether it be good banter or so forth. And he can take it and he gives it back to you.
Yeah, that's one thing with us. We can give each other jokes. I could say anything to him. He can say anything to me, and we never offended. We can never offend each other. In fact, we are always.
Oh, she
laughing.
tries.
Yeah. I try to.
Oh, I know. Oh, oh yes. Oh, yeah. She is as blunt as you can be, possibly. Possibly.
And we always make jokes. We always sit. I mean, we really
But
enjoy.
That is the sexiness too in the marriage.
Yeah.
Also,
Let's go one step further. Business. She owns her own business.
Mhm.
You had your business, and now you help her in the business
Yeah.
to from time to time.
Yeah.
How
right.
does that work as well?
I feel sorry for the secretary sometimes. She tries to act like I'm not here.
For Sandy, what do you do to the secretary?
Maybe.
No, we'll start arguing with each other.
Oh, so you're the secretary.
Yeah, he's the secretary.
Oh, the secretary. That's who I call him, the secretary.
The
My father
secretary.
had, I don't know if I don't know if Sandy you remember my father's secretary. He's a Quincho. He's an older man than my dad, so he's call him like, we couldn't call him a secretary, but the man had more girlfriends than you could possibly think of. The dad at 80, 90 something, and one didn't know about the other.
Right.
The one did not know about the other. There as well. So how does it work in regards to marriage and working together in a business now?
I would think it's nice because it's not every single day he helps me. Like the days that he doesn't have anything to do, he would come and help me. And actually, my clients love him. They love to interact with him. Sometimes they now bring stuff for him, and I'm like, hey, I'm here all these years. I didn't get anything, and there he is. He's getting. But my clients loved him. He has a personality that they love. I mean, they love me too. So, and he kind of compliment the business because sometimes people come and ask, where do I boy? Where do I boy? And and they would love him.
Well, you know the thing about Trinidadians and Trini, any Western end person, they like a white man.
Caucasian, yeah, they would say,
They like they have the thing about it.
and he's not everybody call me white boy.
But it's just not that. It just when you come into a business to be able to kicks.
Well, yeah, that's your natural personality. But for Sandy, what you have to do is you now have to take a picture and you now have to do plaster all over your vehicle now and have Tim with this grin on his face.
So sometimes he calls clients to remind them. When he calls clients to remind them of the insurance, they tell me they thought to hire a telemarketing person because he sounds like,
I'm a white.
yeah, he's some telemarketing. But I say, no, that's my husband. They say, oh, okay. They say, but he sounds very nice,
Oh, we just had Judith join us. Nice interview for Vasantie and Tim. Do you guys here from HFC or anyone who has any questions or anything you want to ask these two? Please make it a little bit not so PG.
They know.
I want it to be PG. I want to be maybe not X-rated, but could be a PG-18 or 21.
I wanted to make a comment though from your show last week.
Oh,
Right? You said, is there anything wrong with the stripper pole?
yes. No. What? No. I don't think you
I'm a pastor. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
So where did you put your stripper pole, Vasantie? Because I can see you guys in the I can see Vasantie in the stripper pole.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you
Just
just
two
told
left feet.
I'm sorry, what was that? What
I'll
was
beat
that?
him with a stripper pole.
She has 2 left feet.
I'll beat him with a stripper pole,
Hello, you don't use your feet in a stripper pole, mister.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Especially hanging upside down.
no, but just to wrap yourself. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would like, but Sandy, you get a stripper pole girl. When I come down to Trinidad, and we'll get Judith, and I don't know if Carol will ever come down.
We have other things, except the stripper pole. We were
That's it.
One of the
Yeah, but go back to the stripper pole as a pastor. Let's explore that. And that was really about on a serious, never serious note, the stripper pole was just really for us to feel comfortable. First of all, to strengthen your body, which we all need.
Exactly.
There's no question about that. Believe me, I need that. Second of all, the fact that it brings out something about you, and you don't need somebody around to make you feel the way
Hmm.
that people believe you're supposed to feel. I
You
agree with you, but I
you had brought up about
don't.
Demi Moore, right? Now,
Oh,
Demi,
wait. I gotta put this up. Wait, Tim. That's Judith saying, I agree with Tim, but I will bring my
well, come on, girl,
Judith.
come like you.
good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Oh my God.
But you had brought up about Demi Moore about that. Now, Demi Moore has said that she's always had suffered with low self-esteem,
Hmm.
and doing that movie striptease, as well as putting up doing the stripper pole, had really elevated her self-esteem
But
because it made her
she
feel
did
good
other
about
things
herself.
as well. She did other things to her body as well.
Oh, of course.
Right there.
But again, that's where the sexiness comes in, is that self-confidence and self-esteem.
Do
You
you
know,
see that in your congregation a lot? Do you hear? Because I mean, you had your congregation in Miami, but also, do you also practice in Trinidad as a pastor?
yeah, I have a congregation here.
Okay, so you Vasantie and Tim Trinidad. Okay, Vasantie.
Opposites attract, opposites attract. We did.
No, I get that. I get that. I get that. I'm just saying that because I know you guys. Because here's the thing, I can have fun with you guys, so I know this. But coming back to the congregation, do you see there's a lack of self-love, and it's of course always, but the lack
Oh,
of
absolutely.
self-love, self-esteem, and confidence. So as a pastor now, and we're talking about bringing the sexiness. Is that a word that you um well, I don't even think you are, but is that a word that you, if you use, it's misinterpreted the sexiness or bring back the sexy, or how do they, if you did say the word in church, would there, if there was, as they say, hell would.
The majority of them it would be like, what? No, you don't talk about that. They're still that old school, that old culture. Like, so yeah, you got to be careful with what you say.
Hmm.
You know,
And what about this more educated ones? Do you have a few of them who are open-minded too, or that's not you?
no, them they're open minded. The older ones or the younger ones, I should say.
Hmm. Well, the younger ones do a lot of things more than the older ones.
Correct. Correct is
What
right.
are we talking about older? We're talking about like really over 60 older? Because hey,
Even
we're
our age, because the villages that they still come from is still very old
it is
school.
cultural. And where
Yeah.
which areas are you speaking about in terms of
Golconda,
where?
Golconda.
Galkanda, where is that? Somebody have
That
to
used to be at the end of the highway before they extended it.
in
Oh,
San Bernardo side, in the south
Correct.
side.
yeah, yes.
Okay. So I could see that because a lot of people in those areas, yes, they're very, their
They're
culture, and
still
they're very.
country. It's still very country, and
Mhm. Sh- Um, you know, Sherry Peter Phillips. No, not Philip Phipps. Is it Phipps? Sharon Peters. Oh, Sharon. Oh my gosh.
Fidelis.
Fidelis. Fidelis, you always confuse me with your first name. I know it's Fidelis, okay? So you just came in. Interesting conversation. Do any one of you guys have a question for these two? Anything? So what I want, what the reason why I did this show and why we're waiting for people. Yes, Fidel. Yep, Fidelis. Fidelis, ask a question. So here's the thing. What a reason why I kept saying I wanted to talk about this because for many levels, yes, we have fun, but there's always on the therapeutic side of it, on the spiritual, holistic side of it, because I want people to be comfortable to be in a safe space, but be to have fun with it, where they can have an open, honest conversation and nobody is scared. Visanti, you know me. When I used to come by you, we would go upstairs, the outlook there, overlook, whatever you want to call it, and the extension, and we would talk about things.
Yeah.
I'll leave it as that. And
Mhm.
we were very, well,
Open.
me more than you was very quiet, very very quiet about saying certain things. But again, now seeing me now, it's like a totally different person to
Yes,
because
yeah.
I'm profitable. Oh, I have grown a lot, girlfriend. You have no idea. And Fidelis saying, love the vibe. Why? Carol is saying, why mess with perfection, Deanne? Okay, guys. But what do you see? Do you believe that we need to bring this back, this conversation and this word, and make it tasteful, and not people that like, oh God, what are they talking about? It's about sex because again, it's not the act of there's the act of sex, there's intercourse, that's dime a dozen, and but that's no big deal. And a lot of people go from partner to partner because they're searching and looking for something. And unfortunately, you two have been very fortunate to find each other, and you guys better stay together. Like a lot of us are not going to be very happy. But again, they're searching and searching. So, how do you feel? Like, what would you say to someone who's searching and searching and searching? And you do know also at this our age group, a lot of us are getting separated, not because the marriage and so forth, because things have changed. We got married very young, very young. It's been a lifetime, like many lifetimes.
I don't think you need to search because even with Tim, I did not search. I was not looking
And I
for.
wasn't searching either.
Yeah, and he wasn't even looking for.
I gotta stop searching then,
Yeah,
and everybody else.
stop searching. These things happen naturally.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, look where I met him. I met him at a week. I bring the
Of all
dead
things.
alive. I bring the dead alive. So I always tell people I met him at a week. I bring the dead alive. So
Oh, that's where that really came from.
yeah,
I was thinking something else because I know your brain and your mind.
yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
so we met at a week. I mean, where I wouldn't, and look where I met at a week, way down in South, down in
In Saparia.
Saparia, right? Well, how would I ever think that? I don't think that was ever possible. I wouldn't go to Saparia I mean, and look where he was from. He wasn't even from here. I met him down there. So
Okay.
sometimes I figure sometimes God allow things to happen, and sometimes we need to wait because I mean, I can ask for a better person in relationship. I mean, he's not perfect. Certain times I want to kill him. Certain times I want to kill him, but nevertheless, but we we really get along. Communication, that, and we can make jokes and stuff like that. But I mean, like I say, you don't rush a relationship because you might rush it for the wrong reason. You might rush it to say, okay, I want to be in a relationship, I want to get married, so I'm gonna rush a relationship. I did not rush anything. I was really enjoying being alone until Tim came along. And I mean, I was 48 when I met Tim. I mean, so think about it.
Okay, hold that thought for a second. Hold that thought for a second.
I was happy when I met her.
I have to say, thank you for coming into our family, Tim, our HFC girls family, because
Thank you
we
for
always get
having
a
me.
lot of joy when we
Yeah.
come to you. And when you put on your sexy apron, which you don't have there, I told you to have the apron. If you see Tim in this apron, you will die.
Here's that.
And then Judith is saying that, intimacy is a paramount in a relationship.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to bring these guys up. I love this conversation. And girls, you guys got to come in more into this show because there's a lot of surprises. And the guests are not announced who's going to be there at all. So we have, and Judith says it's not about sex. Judith knows that for sure. I applaud Judith. And God rest her soul, her husband. I mean, I was like, Judith, are you kidding me? God, you have to know that story. And I was like, go girl. And we have Sharma Tilak Singh. I'm not sure exactly who Sharma is, but I'm
My
sure.
cousin, that's my cousin. Oh,
Okay, because I haven't laughed so hard in any other interview. Well, you got to keep on because we have many people from different backgrounds, cross gender, and all kinds of. You would be surprised some of the guests. That's all I'm gonna say, and you have to tune in. We have Natasha. It's the perfect soulmates. Tim and Vasantie, love you guys, and Fidelis is friendship and good communication also. And the fact is, this is what it is. It's a good communication, friendship. So let's talk about prior to getting married. And Santi pretty much kind of, to a certain degree, saved herself. Let's go there. Yeah, Let's have that conversation. You guys would be very surprised what you're telling me. Yeah. So make sure the next time you don't open your mouth. I might be scaring the rest of them if they ever come on the
Oh
show.
God, what do you want to hear?
Well, you said you didn't. You know, you were having fun, but you said you didn't jump into having any sexual relationships
Right,
front.
right.
Why was that? Why was this one different?
Because it was not me. I was not that type of person. I mean, I can speak open. Even when we met, and I was home alone in the house, and there are many times that we would sit and he'll be looking at television. We'll go upstairs in the balcony, and we never hold hands. We never did. We just talk,
That's
and
because she wouldn't let me.
Well, she had a reason, Tim.
we would talk, and
Different. It was different. This
yeah,
story.
and we,
This
yeah,
is
we would
different. There's
we
something
were
different about
connected
this one.
to each other. And then even lots of times we would sit watching television and he'd fall asleep and I would make sure I wake him up to go home. And he's like
2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock, whatever time, I'll wake him up and say, hello, time to go home. And he was like, but it's 2 o'clock, babe. I said, but it's time to go home.
I
And
was
he's
sleeping
like,
so good.
He's like, but I'm gonna sleep on the couch, and I'm like, no, you can't sleep over. What would the neighbors think? When you walk out? And in Trinidad, our culture is what would people think. And I mean, it wasn't like me. I don't want people to think that somebody's sleeping over, and so I was very, I mean, like that. I am very old school. I don't believe in sleeping over and that kind of thing. So he never really got a sleepover until we got married, and that was it.
Well,
true.
Tim, I got to sleep over. I don't know about you. I have a bedroom in there, in case you didn't
Yeah.
know that. And by the way, she gives that bedroom to everybody.
That's everybody's bedroom. Don't worry.
So here's the thing. Carol is asking this question. What is your perspective on the age-old question of age differences? Older guy, much younger girl. Let's I need my glasses on.
Vice versa.
About 20 to 25 years younger and vice versa, older woman, younger guy.
Well, I can answer that. I think it's better to get a younger person. Like, I wish my husband was 10 years younger than me because I have more energy than he does. He's a year and 8 months younger than me, and I have more energy than he does.
Very true. Very
He
true.
is always tired. Sometimes I say, Tim, let's do this now. Oh, babe, I'm tired, Let's do that tomorrow. And I have the energy and I want to go. And so that's what sometimes
He's not climbing ladders, up and down all day long.
That's
I'm
because she was alone for so many years. She had to do everything herself and build up her body.
I'm not
Despite
20
all the
anymore.
health challenges she's had, she had to do it, Tim. You didn't step up to the plate.
So, and I realize, and I've read articles where women get married to men younger than them because they still have the energy. Men age older than women faster. So they
True.
slow down. So you get married to somebody 10 years younger than you. When you are 50, he might be like 52. So, you have the same kind of physical way. You want to go here, you want to go there. When they're the same age, it's like they are almost 10 years older than you because they age so much faster. Their body gets so much tired. So I always say, so nothing is wrong. And I say, to each his own. If you feel like you want to get married to somebody older, that's up to you. If you want to get married to somebody younger, it's up to you. It's the individual couple. I don't see anything wrong in it.
I don't see anything wrong with it
It's
either.
also age. It's just
Yeah.
age, but it has to be about the maturity. There's some people I know who are, old, younger, and it seems like a lot of the 30s, 40s. I have a girlfriend who's going to come on soon. Is talking about this and online dating, and the men typically who she's in the mid 60s. That age, no, the 70 something or the 30 something and 40 something is the one, definitely so. You preach for Santi according to Fidelis. And Tim, what is your view on that?
I'm the same thing with her. As if the relationship is genuine, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's genuine.
There's hope for all of us after all.
Love,
Do you
I don't think love should have an age limit.
See, personally, like for me, especially coming to Trinidad, where I easily could have got a 20-year-old you know,
Oh, Tim, trust me, you could still get a 20-year-old. I telling you.
and I don't want it. I don't want it. I still don't want it because I want someone I can talk to, someone I can relate to.
That's why I said, you bring in the tuxedo and you bring in the suspenders. I can't believe I keep saying that publicly. On this,
Not suspenders, by the way.
distinguish.
Just
I have seen people looking at a couple of years back, and I was like, but now I could see them, and because it's a maturity. But sometimes there's still kids in their brain and their mind, and that's all.
should wear suspenders for Dianne.
I should have.
Yes, Tim.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot.
Tim. Next time.
If you wear the suspenders, I wouldn't be able to speak.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I literally would have been definitely. Carl is saying again, great response, hallelujah, open mindedness, and this is what we want to talk about. We want, girls. It depends on the partner. Once there's a communication, friendship, there's some values, and it can be long term. Judith, my heart goes out to you, darling. You did it as well. And I'm just going to leave it as there. Definitely so. And I know you all have done amazing. I love you guys to that. So, Tim, what would you tell? Most of us are either separated, divorced. And I'm going to be honest here. I'm not going to call names or anyone of people. That's the people I know and people that you don't know. Is that a lot of people, sorry, me bad English. Many people are in a marriage feeling down, depressed, and feel like they're stuck. And it's because of their mindset. They don't understand. Sometimes growing up in Trinidad or any other culture, we weren't told a lot about love. Some have, some didn't. We didn't see. We knew it was there. We didn't say it. We didn't show it, and so forth. In some households and so forth. But the point is, if you can't feel that, you cannot actually share it with someone else, right? And after time, because many of us, I'm going to speak in the first term because just to know as an example, found love. Maybe not our soulmates. I know you guys are soulmates, but then you come in about soulmates. People believe soulmates or not believe in soulmates. Is the fact that when they're unhappy, but that's not the person that they're really supposed to be with. And then they may find someone that they're supposed to be with. And unfortunately, there's nothing much you can do. So they're torn between these two partners in a sense. They don't know how to get out of the marriage because they're unhappy. I say if you're not happy, you have to do what's best for you, but it's also you learning about yourself. And sometimes you have to get out of it to save yourself and your kids. How do you feel about that?
Can I chair this one?
Yeah.
I'm going to chair this one, okay? Number one, we get so educated on our jobs. We even get educated on how to handle finances, money, how Mrs. Fraud, right?
Yes.
How to protect yourself, for identity theft and whatnot. But what do we learn about ourselves? And that is so important, is to start learning about ourselves, start learning about human nature, and learn that, come on. If anybody right now is feeling down about themselves, let me just put this in your bonnet, if I may.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Out of three, when a man ejaculates, have a child, you know how much sperm comes out? About 300 million.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 300 million, yours is the one that made it.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 299,999,999 obstacles, yours is the one that made it through all of them. You're worth something. God wanted you, because you could have been somebody else. Okay.
Beautifully said. Very well analogy. Thank you for that.
So no matter what obstacles that you have and that's come your way, you can get around it because you already did. That's what made you. So number one lesson right now. Number two, again, you already know now because I told you, you're worth something. Now start learning about yourself, because the sexiness comes from within, comes from self-esteem, comes from self-confidence. Knowing that you care about yourself and not caring about what anybody else thinks. That is powerful. That is sexy.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that one. And I totally agree with you because it's not about we know, and I'm not going to go on the holistic side, but all of this is a hologram. It doesn't really exist. And when somebody comes to you, oh, you present it, it's about you. To someone, it's about them. And just know that someone came into your life or an incident happened to teach you, and we've had those conversations to teach you a lesson, because that's why we're here, to be taught lessons to make you a better person, a stronger person when you're moving forward, to build that self-esteem so you can conquer and accomplish the dreams and goals and make it a reality. Now Daniel is saying, and Vasati, I want to hear your views on that too. And Daniel is saying, well, you guys know Daniel. Okay, so, so, so Tim, this is for you. So if Tim gets a 20-year-old female, according to you, I will also qualify to get a 20-year-old female.
How old is Daniel?
Yes,
What's
he
that?
can. He can.
How old is Daniel?
He's a little older than us.
Yeah, he could get a 20-year-old. Don't worry.
You know Daniel. You've met Daniel.
Oh, is that the Daniel? Oh, come on, boy.
There's hope. There's hope. Don't worry.
There's hope.
There's hope. And that's why I said you cannot rush into a relationship, because like what you were saying, the person or whoever, they met somebody, they went into the relationship, and then they met somebody who they thought was the perfect person for them. But because they were probably pressured into getting into a relationship, they ended up with that person. Like I took 10 years. I've had relationship along the line. I did not like it. It just wasn't for me. I couldn't see myself with that person, because I mean I've been through a relationship where I know what I wanted and I didn't get what I wanted. So I know what I am looking for. So I wasn't looking for anybody who wants to control me, because this is who I am, right? I'm not gonna go with anybody, but I don't want to be controlled, right? So you have to trust me. You have to trust, because like I say, I've been divorced for 10 years and I've been by myself, and like I say, it didn't work, it didn't work. And I always say, if your relationship didn't work, your marriage didn't work, just move on, because you need to be happy. You need to find happiness in yourself. You don't need to stay in a relationship for any reason. I didn't stay in a relationship because I had a child or for any reason. I just wanted out, right?
And it might be the most healthiest thing you've ever done, because then you learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Who said that?
That was me. You just said it. She just said she went through, she was filtering, and you were the one. There's millions of people out there, but yeah, you're the one.
Right.
I can't lose my train of thought there for a second.
But I mean, think about that though. I'm from Florida.
Yeah.
Come to this little tiny island of Trinidad. Trinidad was never on my radar to come to.
Well, how you came to Trinidad? How did you end up in Trinidad in the first place?
Well, actually, the person who her brother worked for at that time, his daughters went to school in Miami, right? And his one daughter was dating who I was working with, who's also from Trinidad, her son. And he encouraged us to bring the business here. He says, Trinidad could use you. That was in 2005. And that's when all the kidnappings were going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't ready at that point. And then in 2009, that's when the divorce was final.
See that sperm? That
And then-
sperm almost got away, Vasantie.
And then came in 2010. And
Came in 2010, and of all things.
Well, I would like Vasantie to calculate that bill from that 57. What is it, 5700?
interest and
And
Look
plus
here, look here.
interest.
It was not my business. I was working for the other lady, so you have to get it from her.
I give him my money. I don't care. I give him my money. If I know we're gonna get a life security living in too.
Yeah.
I would not
But
pay for anything.
did you
January,
did you get protected?
Yeah,
You sure you got protected?
is
Okay.
Daniel still a police officer?
yeah.
No, he's retired.
Oh shoot! I was going to ask him if he can come arrest me.
And you know, and you know, even though he did that, he put on the camera, he put on the alarm. There was no, I still didn't feel any spark because sometimes he would call to talk to me and I would say, "Oh Lord, Sarah, tell him I'm sleeping."
But it was,
Right?
she was so nice to talk to, and that was all it really was.
It
I
was
would,
refreshing. It's refreshing. I know her. I mean,
Yeah.
we know her. Her conversation is open. It's honest. It's to the point. You take it or leave it.
I
You
would
got
say,
the raw
Yeah.
deal, right? Take
I
it
would,
or leave it,
yeah,
basically.
I would say, Sarah, tell him I'm sleeping. And then one day I said to her, you know, I shouldn't have you lying for me. Let me tell him I'm going to bed. You know, and then we talked at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
No kidding.
And then there was Skype. And then
and
there
then,
was Skype.
and then that's when we started, you know, building on the relationship. So it was like slowly. And how we came back is a month after he put on the alarm. He put something so the alarm will fall off the wall, right?
I did not.
So he purposely
I did not.
didn't.
I made a shortcut and it didn't work out.
Right. So it fell off the wall, and then he had to come back. And then when he come back, he started calling me on the phone, and that's how we read.
No, it's that sperm that didn't want to get away, okay?
So
I'm gonna call it the sperm from now on, definitely.
Is that my new nickname?
But on the
She said on the honeymoon night. Oh, small thing.
where did you guys go for your honeymoon?
we were in Miami.
We really
Yeah,
didn't,
by his mom.
in truth, because Sarah was with us too.
Yeah. We got married. Carol was supposed to come, wasn't she supposed to come? Yeah.
We should ask her, Carol. We're supposed to go to the
Hello.
wedding. Carol, you got invited to the wedding. I didn't get invited to the wedding. Yeah.
Girl, it was so.
Because it was your fault that we got married, okay?
Yeah.
It was my fault that you guys got married.
Yes.
How was my fault that you guys got married?
I
don't
like
know.
him. He is so nice.
I blame her brother. I blame her parents.
Everybody was like, "Oh, my friend's Vasantie. He's so nice. Really, you should get married." Yeah.
Here's the thing, and in all honesty, Tim, you were one of those people. I remember when we came for dinner, barbecue, and you were just cooking away, and you had your apron on, and the guys, we were all hanging out. Daniel was there, and a couple of friends were there, and it's just like, there are a few people. Well, Trinis are very easy to get along with, obviously as well. You knew this too as well, but you were just there and you didn't care. It didn't make a difference. But I
Yeah.
want to ask you one last thing before we go, because we will keep talking whole night, and until these guys have something to ask you, we can be talking here all evening. There's no time limit here as far as I'm concerned. Do you believe that your relationship grew because you weren't you took your time with the relationship and then you jump
Absolutely.
into something as a way to give away the milk for free, as they say?
Absolutely.
You actually bought the cow instead.
I don't know. I agree with that. Yeah. We built a friendship first.
Mhm. And how you believe how important it is into having that friendship, and now you see it because you're friends first, right?
Yep.
She said she was invited, but she had family, and and couldn't. The normal thing, it's like Tim is, she's sleeping.
Yeah.
No, but coming back to the question, so if it was the other way around, jumping into bed, I mean, we all mature, okay? We're mature adults here, so it doesn't make a difference. But jumping into bed with someone, you find it loses the spark or the relationship, the communication, the magic. You guys have a magic there. You got to work on it, obviously. You believe that helps you along the way? Or it could have gone a different way? Maybe Vasantie would have, I don't know, the sperm could have gotten away.
What?
Oh, could you guys kiss? Come on.
Give me lips. She always gives me.
What kind? Just that's not high school type of nonsense.
Right. We're on public,
Who? Excuse
Trinidad,
me.
okay?
It's called a sexy show.
Oh, it's a sex.
Thank you for that, because you guys don't really matter. But coming back to my question, it helped the relationship
It does.
Definitely.
definitely. And
I
if
think
you I know you can't really think about 10 years ago, but do you believe if you guys had just jumped into bed, it would have been a different feeling, a different
I think
vibe?
Oh,
so.
for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah, I
for
think
sure. See, I wasn't that type of person either. Anyway.
Hmm.
yeah.
Wahoo cares? You see, they all wanted it. Carol wanted it.
Yeah.
So what, let's wrap up now. We've had you guys for fun for a whole hour, and people are just liking it. So loving it here. What words of wisdom would you, as we wrap this up now, each one of you, tell everyone who's listening, um, second time around, or finding the peace within themselves, discovering the sexiness about themselves, go get a hole or something to spice up them that will help spice up their marriage or their relationships or which comes after the fact. Because listen, we ain't there, we ain't dead yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So first thing I tell people, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody.
Mhm.
And like I always say, we are adults. Sex is something at our age, it just don't happen naturally. You just have to make it happen. You have to set a date night. You have to say, okay, so we're gonna sit and have some wine or whatever you want, and you're gonna create that ambience. It's not like when we were young and you just jump in and that was it. But you have to create that ambience, and I realize that unless you don't do that, you'll just lose everything. You know, you have to create that ambience. So we do dinner sometimes, we do date night. And I mean, when before COVID came and they locked down everything, we would go out to karaoke. We used to go karaoke when you were here too, right?
That was one
So
of our first
yeah,
dates.
yeah.
So wait, so what do you do with Sarah when you're doing this?
Well, so we make sure Sarah's not here. Those are the nights Sarah's not here. We say, okay, good, Sarah's not here, good.
For those who are watching, Sarah is how old?
Sarah's 31, 30, 30. She'll be 31 in a
And
few
she
weeks
just got
time.
a baby. His name is
A
Bentley.
doggy, a doggy, not a baby, a doggy.
That's her baby. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Definitely. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to this, Mr. Tim?
Well, like anything, build out on your relationship. Learn about relationships. If you're in a,
True.
if you're stuck, you need to get yourself unstuck. And if the other person doesn't want to be unstuck, and if they want to stay the way they are, sometimes you may have to move on.
There's another spoon waiting.
Absolutely. And the most important thing, you need to be happy in
Yeah.
life.
You need to be able. I
And
just
one
know.
of the things I always say, people will not care about you until they know you care about them.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you cannot find that happiness or share
Yeah.
with someone until you are happy or loved or
Yeah.
grateful. All these things you have to find it first within yourself.
But
But
I
guys,
always say,
mhm,
Diane, you have to love yourself before anybody can love you.
yes, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
And
don't love myself.
100%.
You can love me. I have to love myself. I have to treat myself good. Today I was telling somebody about that. I have to love me. I can't expect you to love me. I have to love me. I come first. And just one thing before we end, people don't feel our marriage is perfect and we don't fight. Of course, you are not there when I want to kill him, but that's all I can say about it.
we expect that,
Look
it's
forward to
just that
sometimes.
You want to kill me too sometimes. So, it's not.
living with a Trini is not easy, or living with anybody is
Oh,
not
God.
He
easy.
said so. He said, run like
Well, I
hell.
do know Vasantie takes care of herself because she has those nails ever since high school. I don't think they ever broke. And that's how she takes care of herself. And that's self-care and self-love. And self-love comes, again with taking care of yourself and so forth. And just it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I would say for those who are listening, on this note, go and do something for yourself. I've said this to people many times. I'm going to say it
Absolutely.
publicly. Go grab your partner. Don't tell them anything. Go grab your partner and you just go blow their brains out. Have the best. No, this is for you. This is not for them. And I've had clients, I've had friends and so forth who the spark is gone or arranged marriage and all these things. And I said, just listen to me. Just go and do this. And I just laugh like crazy after because I know what's coming next. And they said this is the first time they felt alive because it wasn't you weren't doing it for the other person, you were doing it for yourself. And I And you know what they say? Sex and marriage basically are the two forms of, I don't know, that exercise, or I can't even think of the word, that uses every single muscle in your body. So go out there, have some fun, enjoy your life. You're not
One
dead.
life to
You
it.
don't have to be shy. If you're
Oh, I
second
could be
time
sometime.
around, do like these guys are going to write a book about the do's and the don'ts. The do's and the don'ts about, second time around. And I want to thank you all so much. Um, I want to thank you all so much for being so open and fun. But when I was thinking about this, I didn't even think much. You guys are the only one that came to mind. It's like, and you guys are like, okay, we're in, because you're fun, loving, caring, open, and that's what we appreciate with you. And I know the girls uh, all appreciate this because they may have gotten some value. And if you go back to those, the shows, depends on where you're coming from for the social media, and put your comments after the fact. Catch it on the replay, share it. This is why we're doing this show. This show is to bring back so much, make us feel alive again. So Vasanti and Tim, I love you guys. We all love you.
We
Thank
love
you
you
for
We
too.
taking
love
care of
you.
each other. We love Sarah and we love Bentley. Yes.
Very good.
And the next time I tell you to put the apron on, could you please put the apron on? Let's see
And
how.
suspenders.
And this
And
is
the yes, yes. And that's our little joke, okay? But not the whole world knows it.
All right.
And this is Paris. You look good when you clean up, Tim. I've seen you clean up. So did you, Missy. So definitely so. But again, thank you all so much for being
Well, thank you
here,
for
for
having
being
us. We really
open,
enjoyed it.
for sharing.
it was
I hope
fun.
you guys will. I hope you guys will come back and
Yeah,
have
of
some more
course.
fun.
This is a
And
lot of fun. I don't mind. I don't mind this. I like it.
good. Send it to your congregation now. Let them learn something.
No, no.
Oh no.
I'm sure some of them might see it as well. And you could put the link on, share the link on your pages as well. So thank you all for listening. Thank you guys so much for being with us. And I hope you really got something out of this. I had a blast. It was a blast from the past and the present, and definitely will be the future. And you heard it from them. They said they will be back. So next time, let's find some really hardcore questions. And if you want to go hardcore, we'll put it, PG 18, PG 21, PG 25, PG 50. And PG 50, we're all over 50, more or less. Um, but I really want to sincerely say thank you all for just being great sports about it.
You're
But
welcome.
yeah. On that note, I would like to say thank you all our audience for listening and for always making this show one of the best shows we do for the whole week of all the shows we do. And there's going to be more coming and more surprise guests coming. And if you wanted to, you want to have some fun, you got to tune in because you never know who's going to be on there. So until next time, this is Vasanti, Tim, and Dianne say have an amazing evening and bring the sexiness out and go do some, you know what, do the wild thing. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you so much.
Wow.
You two going to do the wild thing, but Tim Leg has a heel first.
No, it doesn't.
No,
I
he
can
doesn't.
see that.
Okay. Well, we're out, guys.
Everybody, we love you.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
You too.